Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Another warm welcome back to the SMRC eSports Racing Spring Championship. It's day 3 of round 2, and tonight is the turn of the boys and girls on PC for Project Cars 2. My name is David Christie. I'll be taking you through another 3 hours of racing. This week we are at Oulton Park with the Renault Clios. Qualifying for heat number 1 is underway, so we have got 10 out of the 15 scheduled cars taking part in this first heat tonight, and you can have a little look at some of the names that we are due to have out on track just now. As you can see, that is heat 1. And cars currently making their way round on the track just now then. While we have a little look, we'll pop over to the live stream. So you can see here we have got 10 minutes of qualifying for these guys tonight. We only have 4 heats because we have got a slightly smaller field for the PC. We've got around about, I think about 60 cars taking part for the PC tonight. So we've got 4 heats and some very, very awesome racing ahead tonight. As I said then, qualifying underway for session number 1. We'll take a little break, get everything sorted out. We'll leave you with some music, and then we will get properly introduced to the runners and riders in tonight's first qualifying heats. Qualifying underway then, 7 minutes left to go, and let's have a look at the runners and riders for your first qualifying heat for the PCs. We have got Keir Riley, we've got Jack Green, Craig Lax, Lorenzo Turi. We do not have Steve Turner. Steve Turner currently having technical issues with his wheel at the moment. We will try and get him into a later heat tonight. We have got Carol Lee, we've got Darren Scott, Brandon Abraham, Andrew Hollis, Ash Bentley. We have got Rob Graham in there as well as alongside, actually while I bring up the first one, we have got Adam Hinchmarch, Matthew Davis, Alistair White and Ross McGregor. So let's bring you up to speed on what happened then, because obviously this is round number 2 and a lot of these drivers are brand new into the championship for round 2, but we had a fantastic set of races on Sunday that led into the races we had this time last week. Let's have a look at the points table because it is John Munro currently out in front with 34 points from the man himself, Lorenzo Turi, with 33 points, joint second with Craig Lax. Craig Lax very, very fast here at Oulton in the Renault Clio, so have a look out for him tonight. He is the Nemesis 69. We've got Steve Quinn in 4th place with 28 points, David Simon alongside Kieran Smartjoy on 26 points, Ross McGregor with 23 points, Mike Spalding with 22 points, Gary Craig with 16 and Fraser Williamson with 7 points. This tonight is to see who qualifies for the finals on Sunday. You can only score points when you get to the final. So a very good evening to everyone on chat who is watching tonight. Good evening to Chris Riley, to Ailey Margaret Mercer, to James Petrie, to Drew Scrimger and to Peter Robertson. James Petrie did very well in the console heats earlier on this week. And it's great to see so many people watching along. And a big shout out to Stevie McNabb, John Monroe, who we'll see later on tonight, as well as a few others that are watching this stream. If you do want to shout out, get yourself into chat, say hello, and we will do our very, very best to say hello. Let's have a look then at your runners and riders then. Lorenzo Toure is up in top spot at the moment. Yeah, hang on a minute. I need to pause that music. Hang on a second. We need to give that attention, ladies and gentlemen. That is something special right there. Lorenzo Toure with a 147.973 in qualifying. He's gone faster again. 147.523. This is just amazing, amazing stuff right now going on. Craig Lax in second place. We can see the cars ghosting through each other. That's so that there's no contact in qualifying. But a very, very fast time there from Lorenzo Toure. Currently second in the championship and putting himself all the right places for qualifying into Sunday's final. This is, of course, Oulton Park. This is the international version of the circuit, and the difference with this is that you have those two lovely chicanes right in the middle of the track. Britain's is, yeah, I think the way that I'm going to try and say this is that it's been a centre of some very interesting action. That's exactly how I'm going to put it. The chicane at Britain's and the chicane at Hislops, two very, very difficult corners to successfully navigate because it's then on the run to Knickerbrook and then down into Druids Corner. We have seen a lot of action this week. We saw some questionable driving standards on the PlayStation 4 on Tuesday night, and we saw some wonderful, wonderful racing from the Xbox One lot last night, and I really think we're in for an absolute treat here tonight. Heat number 1 then of the SMRC eSports Racing Spring Championship, and 2 minutes left to go in the session. We're on board with Lorenzo Toure. What can he do as he comes across the line? He doesn't improve, but have a look at that. Craig Lax down into the 147s as well. 147.868 for Craig Lax, aka the Nemesis 69. And who is that in third place? That is Ross McGregor, with Keir Riley up into fourth place. Keir just narrowly missing out on a qualification point last time round. He spun out from the leads and got absolutely nowhere after that. I know a couple of the drivers are actually listening to the commentary, and there's about a 30-second delay, so a very good evening, drivers. Keep it nice and clean this evening. Keir Riley in fourth place then, Carly in fifth, with Alistair 6-1 in sixth place. That is, of course, Alistair White. And then we have got Ash Bentley in seventh place. We've got Jack the Lad, which is Jack Green, in eighth place. Adam Hinmarch in ninth. And then Rob Graham in 10th place, with Tiny Ninja G655. That is Matthew Davis, who is very much struggling to keep things on track. He's actually got a one place penalty on the grids because of exceeding track limits. First to fifth place then split up by 1.5 seconds, and then there is quite a big drop off for the rest of the cars. 10-minute qualifying session here to allow the cars to get a really good effort into qualifying and get themselves a decent qualifying run. Back on board then with Lorenzo Toure. Makes his way over Dearleap and comes across the line. Can he improve? He cannot. It's still at a 1:47.523. So Craig Lack's just coming out of Cascades now, and we've only got just the final lap to go then in qualifying. And it looks like it's going to be Lorenzo Turi that holds on to pole position unless Craig Lax right now can do anything. So it looks like Craig Lax has thrown in the towel then. And I'm just trying to see who we have got, because we've now got 11 cars that have joined into the session. And we are getting ready to go then. There's confirmation that Lorenzo Turi takes pole position for the race. We've got Craig Lax in second place, Ross McGregor in third, Keir Riley has qualified in fourth place. Carl Lee is still on a qualifying lap just now. Have a look at the damage on that car. And can Carl Lee improve? He comes across the line. He does not. Carl Lee finishes in fifth place then. There we go. That is your qualifying session for the first heat here. And we are ready to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. So 11 cars are on the grid. Lorenzo Turi from Craig Lax, from Ross McGregor and Keir Riley in fourth place. The lights are on. And we're underway, and it's a poor start for Lorenzo Turi. A great start there for Ross McGregor in third place. Keir Riley slips into fourth, and I'm hoping we get some very, very clean racing right now. And indeed, it looks like all of the cars are away very cleanly indeed. They're down through Dentons into Cascades for the first time. Some very cold tyres, and look at that, Craig Lax right on the back of Lorenzo Turi. The pressure has come already. Craig Lax on the inside for Island Bend thinks better of it. Meanwhile, behind we can see that is a gaggle of cars all coming down into Shell Oil's corner for the first time of asking here at Oulton Park, or at least a virtual recreation of it here in Project Cars 2. Lorenzo Turi still leads from Craig Lax, and then it's Ross McGregor, Keir Riley, and then Carl Lee. They come through the chicane at Britain's. Everyone surviving to tell the tale. This is a fantastic first lap. I think everyone is keeping on board right now. But look at that. That's Ross McGregor going up the inside, and he takes second place. Craig Lax is having to do some desperate defend here, and Keir Riley gets spun round. What on earth happened to Keir Riley there? He's going to have to try and recover, and he can recover because he's only 8 seconds behind the leader, so he can make an impact here. Meanwhile, back with that battle for second place there. I think there was some sort of contact with Carl Lee in fourth place there, but have a look at Ross McGregor up into second place. That is going to be Craig Lax on the inside into Druid. They're side by side, and they make it stick. Brilliant racing. That was actually Lodge Corner, the final corner of lap number 1 here, and we go across the line. Lorenzo Turi with a 1.6 second lead over Ross McGregor, from Craig Lax in third place, and then Carl Lee in fourth place. Rob Graham all the way up into fifth place, and then Keir Riley down in seventh. The car's making their way through Cascades now, and this is letting Lorenzo Turi just absolutely break away with it right now. And there we go, that's a great move done by Craig Lax. He's managed to take second place before they even get to Island Bend. And down on the brakes into Shell Oil's corner. Little puff of the brakes there from Ross McGregor. But they are doing very, very well indeed. Let's have a look as the cars come through Britain's then for the second time of asking here. The gap from your first to second place is just 2 seconds. And this is where Lorenzo Turi really shines, when he gets this gap and he can just manage it. We saw it last week with the Formula Rookies at Knockhill, and he's doing it again tonight here at Oulton Park. But this is a brilliant scrap going on for second place right now. 3 cars within 0.8 of a second. But look at that, Craig Lax now just starting to eke a little bit of daylight, a little bit of a space in between him and Ross McGregor. Just having a look now at Keir Riley desperately trying to catch onto the back of Ash Bentley there for 6th place. And again, it's going to have to be a case of knuckling down and getting your head down for Keir Riley there to get that back. Now, what has happened to Carl Lee, because he's dropped back further now, that brings Rob Graham into the mix there, who's down in 5th place. Back with your battle for second place then. The gap now 0.7 of a second. Lorenzo Turi has fallen back a little bit. The gap was 2 seconds. It's now down to 1.4 seconds. And this is where it becomes really difficult for drivers that are in the lead, because this track is so intensive. You have to be switched on for all 6 laps here. It is so very easy to lose that momentum and bring yourself a little bit further down. Keir Riley getting himself back up into 6th place now. He's got about 7 seconds to get himself into that final qualifying position. I don't know if he's going to make it, but we will soon see. As we see Lorenzo Turi here now, 1.3 seconds is the advantage. A little puff of the brakes there as he goes into Hislops. And then it's into Knickerbrook, and the car looking very, very planted. Yeah, we both saw that. Project Cars 2, good Project Cars 2. A little bit of netcode there, but the gap now come down. Craig Lax is on a charge. The gap now 0.3 of a second out on that last sector. He throws the car into Druid's corner there, and that is now 0.9 of a second separating your first and second place. This is getting very, very interesting indeed. What is going to happen then, because we've only got 2 laps left to go. A little flash of lights from Craig Lax to say, yep, I'm back up here with you, Lorenzo. Did you miss me? Old Hall corner then navigated, and that gap is coming down. Lorenzo Turi is going to have to eat all this pressure right now, and I wonder if he's got a slow down penalty, because that is now 0.8 of a second lost in just 4 corners. Look at Craig Lax. The pace that he has got right now is absolutely sensational. I'm pretty sure I just saw Carl Lee go flying off at Cascades there. Anyway, back on board with your race leader, and look at Craig Lax. There's a mistake there, and they're almost side by side. This is not going to work, and your new race leader, Craig Lax, after a mistake from Lorenzo Turi going into Shell Oil's corner. And this is going to be an absolute bloodbath right now as they come down towards Hislops. Lorenzo Turi early onto the brakes, and Craig Lax trying to find a very fair way around him. But look at this, Ross McGregor getting brought into the mix as well. Craig Lax looking to have the inside line for Druids. It's not going to happen. He's just going to have to stick with it, because look at Ross McGregor now, just 0.6 of a second, makes a dive up the inside. This is for Lodge Corner, tucks back in, and Lorenzo Turi makes his way round, and Craig Lax is all over the back bumper, and Ross McGregor now the one with the pace. Ross McGregor could genuinely mug the two of these cars here, and we have got a 3-car battle for the lead, ladies and gentlemen, as we enter the penultimate lap of heat number 1. This is exactly what I was saying I was hoping for. Craig Lax moves to the outside, they're on the entrance down out the Cascades, and Craig Lax takes the lead. Is Ross McGregor going to sneak up into second place as well? I think he is, because he's going to have the inside for Island Bend here. Wow, that is some ballsy driving from Lorenzo Turi around the outside Island Bend, and then late on the brakes on the inside for Shell Oil's corner. So Lorenzo Turi holds on to that second place, and Craig Lax is saying thank you very much, because this fighting is allowing him to break away the gap now 9/10 of a second. And we have only got 2 laps left to go here. 1 lap left to go once they cross this line, as we see Ross McGregor giving a little jink to the right hand side just to show Lorenzo Turi that he is still there. Meanwhile, further back now, we've got a cracking little battle going on for 5th and for 6th place. That is Keir Riley against Rob Graham, and Keir Riley showing about 4/10 of a second faster on that last lap round, so that is going to come ahead very quickly as well. Lorenzo Turi under intense pressure from Ross McGregor there. But here we go, this is Craig Lax coming up Deer Leap for the second to last time. Comes across the line, we start our final lap here for the SMRC eSports Racing Spring Challenge. This is the PC Qualifiers, heat number 1, and you're watching Craig Lax in charge. Back to that battle for now for 4th and 5th place, as we see Keir Riley making a move up the inside. There's a slight bit of contact there. And 2nd and 3rd place then coming down in towards Island Bend. And it looks like this is going to be, so far so good for Lorenzo Turi, but that battle for 4th and 5th place there coming up to Britain's as well. Keir Riley desperately on the bootlegs of Rob Graham, gets a better exit from Britain's, and they're side by side, and it looks like Keir Riley jumps into 4th place there. It's going to be another case of what could have been for Keir Riley. Well, back up with your leader then. Craig Lax is now 1.5 seconds ahead of 2nd place Lorenzo Turi, who now has a half-second gap over 3rd place Ross McGregor, and it's going to be Craig Lax at the moment. He's coming into the final corner, Lodge corner, pulls the car in sideways, up through Deer Leap, and heat number 1 then goes to Craig Lax. 2nd place for Lorenzo Turi, and Ross McGregor a brilliant 3rd place. And what a battle we had for our first race of the evening. Keir Riley is going to lead just over the line from Rob Graham. 4th and 5th place. In 6th place is going to be let's see who that is. That is Ash Bentley, making his way round and just ahead of Alistair White. Jack Green is going to finish in 8th place, and Adam Hinchmarch is going to finish in 9th place there. So a fantastic win there for Craig Lax. Lorenzo Turi in 2nd place, and then a very respectable 3rd place there for 3rd place for Ross McGregor. Wow. What can you say to that, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did, because that was a cracking start to tonight. So there you go then, we will head back to our pause screen just now. And we will... There we go, that's nice and quiet now for us. So there's confirmation then. Your 3 qualifiers from race 1. Craig Lax, Lorenzo Turi and Ross McGregor head through to the final on Sunday. So that is us for race number 1. We'll take a very, very short break. Up next, we have got heat number 2. And that is going to be an absolutely cracking race. That's up next. In the meantime, we'll take a pause. If you've got any messages or shout-outs or anything like that, head over to chat and pop them in there, and we'll get them done for you.
Right.
Baby, I'm calling out, save me, I'm going down. Take me to another town where I can rest my bones, I can rest my bones safely. Even when I'm together, I'm miles apart. Feel I'm running forever, get back to the start. I don't know if I'm broken or if I am just not trying. But we're feeling alive even when we are slowly dying. Shine a mirror on me. See my reflection, who am I really supposed to see? Who am I really supposed to see?
So we are just waiting for the lobby to fill up. Lobby 2 is ready to go. A very good evening to Dave Taylor Piggott, who's in this one. He's just started a 24-hour live stream. He's raising some money. I think it's for the British Heart Foundation. So make sure you get him checked out, and I'm sure you'll be able to enjoy things from his point of view. And I've done 24-hour streams myself. They're not fun. They look great fun, but they really, really are not. So, Heat 2 is just a couple of minutes away. We're just waiting on the final drivers making their way into the session, and we will get them in.
Feel I'm running forever, get back to the start. I don't know if I'm broken or if I am just not trying. But we're feeling alive even when we are slowly dying. Shine a mirror on me. See my reflection, who am I really supposed to see? Who am I really supposed to see?
Oh, yeah.
Qualifying session number 2 is underway, and we have got 10 cars in the track with us just now. And just having a little look round. Now you might see the cars weaving vigorously from side to side. That is because the tyres on these cars start off very, very cold on the little Renault Clios, and you have to really, really work the tyres to get them in. There we go, our 10th player back in the server. Now, the good thing is because, as I said, we are quite light on numbers for the PC version on this. We have got about, I think, 8 in heat number 4. So if there is anyone with any connection issues or anything like that, let us know. We can do our best to get you into heat 4. But here we go. This is who we have got out tonight. I will run you through the runners and riders in just a second. So we have got JK16. That is Johnny Knight. We've then got Cole Gaffney. We've also got Mike Spalding. Mike was taking part in round 1 last week. We have got Michael Johnston along with Owen Ross. We've got Isaac Galley. And then Mark Richards. We have got Greg Tom. We have got Nathan Wilcox. And then Scotland's fastest sim racer, David Taylor Piggott, has blessed us with his presence tonight. And just taken to the track is... I'm completely biased here. I've got a lot of time for Blair McConaughey, and I hope he wins tonight. Right, there we go. Just being clear with you, just getting my biasness out the way. A lot of love for Blair McConaughey. Currently racing with the Caterhams last time I checked, and he is making his way out onto the track as a latecomer, but he is still in the session. So let's get rid of the music then. Let's get some in-car audio on the go. And let's join the cars on track then, because we're going to take at least 2 to 3 minutes to start seeing some times coming in for qualifying session number 1. We saw 147s coming in that last time round. I wonder if we will see anything towards that sort of pace. We see the first time coming in, and of course it's Scotland's fastest sim racer, David Taylor Piggott. We love him. Right, the times are starting to come in thick and fast. 1:48.9 is the fastest time right now. Michael Johnston jumping up to the top of the timing screens there. We have got Owen Ross currently in second place. And I'm just going to hold my breath because the cars are making their way around and the leaderboard is going to change very, very quickly. So in the meantime, let's jump into chat, get it loaded up, and come and say hello to some of you lovely people. So, good evening, Graham Bob Mather. Hello to Andrew Gilman. Hello to David Simon. Hello to Steve Turner, who was supposed to be in Heat 1. I hope he's got his steering issues sorted. John Monroe. We are taking through the top 3. And I'll tell you why, guys. So I know obviously we're down to 4 heats in this session rather than the 5 we had on Tuesday and Wednesday, but the maximum that we are taking through to the finals is will be the 3 to make it 15 places. So that way, if we were to take 4 through, that would make it 16. It just makes it a little bit unfair, and then we start getting PlayStation owners complaining at us, we start getting Xbox owners complaining at us, and for a fun race, you guys don't have to take it very, very seriously. So wherever we can avoid having you guys going crazy at us, we will absolutely do that. So yeah, we'll keep it the same way. Even though we have only got the 4 heats tonight, we will still only be taking 3 cars through from each round. That means, you know, technically round 4 is going to be a luckier round for some, because you've only got around about 8 or 9 cars that you're going to have to compete against with, but the cars are all drawn at random before the race is even announced anyway. So when you guys sign up, we randomise all the orders and just put you into the grid on that. There was about 12, but we've had a couple of cars pull out from that heat as well. So that brings us to about 9 or 10 that will be competing in heat number 4. Hopefully that answers your question. That was quite nice. That was quite succinct. Jack Green, PC Master Race. Well, that's an opinion, buddy. I would maybe maybe agree, but after watching the Xbox races last night, you know, they're pretty close. They're pretty close in terms of the pace that they're able to bring into it. Andrew Gilman, good to hear that you've calmed down. You were a little bit worked up. I think everyone was a little bit worked up. So qualifying is still underway. We've got just 2.5 minutes left to go, and I can see here still on pole position is Scuderia Ecosse. That is Michael Johnston with his 148.228, but he has now got some challenge from Johnny Knight, who has jumped up into second place with a 148.331, and that is followed closely by third place of Mark Richards, who is now just 0.18 of a second behind your pole position man. So these top 3 are looking very, very racy indeed. We've still got at least 2 laps that we can get fitted in for these guys and girls. So what we'll do is we will go on board with that was a code brown moment there for Michael Johnston, but he still keeps his foot in here. We join him about a quarter of the way through the lap. He's just come out of Shell Oil's corner, down onto the brakes here, in towards the chicane at Britain's. Nice exit out there, and then it's up the hill, and then we come down in towards the chicane at Hislops. And then through Knickerbrook, and this is looking very, very fast for Michael Johnston. Now, this is my least favourite corner on the course coming up here. This is do you know what, my brain just went completely blank there. It's Druid's Corner, and then down into Lodge Corner for the final corner of your lap. Very, very easy to go very wide on that, but he's got the perfect measure of it. And this might be an improvement here for your pole sitter Michael Johnston. 20 seconds left, he'll get one more bite of the cherry. It is 148.057, and that is a very nice lap there. So, after thinking that we were down on drivers, we've now suddenly got everyone back in here, because we've got Nathan Wilcox, we've got that is Cameron Ritchie, I think, that is deciding to go the long way around Cascades. And I've no idea why Mike Spalding is facing the wrong way on the entrance to Cascades there. Never mind, there we go then. Your pole sitter Michael Johnston is on his, I think this is still his last lap. I think he just got over with 15 seconds to spare, so this is going to count for him. And you see, again, as somebody who loves doing sim racing myself. I watched the on-board laps here, and I just can't see how they can do it. I don't understand how these guys can get the Renault Clios. If you've tried to drive them yourself, they are a handful. They oversteer, the back end kicks out all the time, especially through Druid's Corner here, and they make it look so planted, they make it look so smooth. But a wide spread of times here for qualifying heat number 2 of the SMRC eSports Racing Spring Championship. And across the line, what can he do? No improvement then, so it is indeed going to stay the way it was with Michael Johnson in pole position. Johnny Knight taking second place there. We've got in third place Mark Richards. Fourth place is going to go to Owen Ross. And then in fifth place we have got Jimbo 40. And that is James Fowler. Sixth place is going to be Blair McConaughey. David Taylor Pickett. Yeah, let's not say that. We've got Mike Spalding in 8th place. We've got G-Force, who is Greg Tom, in 9th place. We've got Cole Gaffney in P10. Isaac Galley in P11. And then Nathan Wilcox in P12. So, a bigger grid than I was expecting. We've got 13 cars. And without further ado, let's go racing for heat number 2, ladies and gentlemen. 13 cars on the grid. It's going to be Michael Johnston in the lead from Johnny Knight. Who gets the better start? The lights are on here at Oulton Park. And away we go. Race number 2 is underway, and it's a clean start for everyone. The car's coming down to Old Hall Corner for the first time. There's contact behind. Who was that? I've got a feeling that might have been David Taylor Pickett that was involved in that. There's carnage behind. 3 cars going off. And I think that was some leaning that was going on there already. Oh dear. That is very, very unfortunate. And here's me saying the PC was the creme de la creme of sim racing. That is not what you wanted to see. We'll leave the back end to chase things out. Oh no, who's that going very, very wide? That is Mark Richards getting it all wrong at Cascades. And the car has to come to a complete stop there, because as soon as you get 2 wheels on the grass at Cascades, it is all over. Your new race leader then is Johnny Knight. He's managed to take the lead from Michael Johnston there. That must have been on the entrance to Cascades as we were watching all hell breaking loose further down the field. So it's currently in the lead, Johnny Knight from Michael Johnston, and then it is Owen Ross in third place with Jimbo 40. That is James Fowler in fourth, and then it's a country mile to every other car. 5 seconds already. So some big moments early on in the race. And some questionable driving already. And the thing is, after Tuesday night, the drivers had an email warning them about driving standards, and they were warned about driving standards again in the chat before the race begun. And yet here we are with hijinks and calamity all happening on that turn 1. But have a look at your race leader then, Johnny Knight, off into the lead and starting to stretch 7/10 of a second down into Cascades for the second time of asking. Again, it's all about that momentum, all about how much speeds and precision you take through that corner there. As we see Cameron Ritchie trying to make amends and trying to catch back onto the end of your race leader, and he's doing it for the most part, 0.3 of a second. You can hear what sounds like a sniper rifle going off, but that's just the exhaust of these perky little Renault Clios. These little French fancies tearing up the park here at Oulton. Cameron Ritchie is down into last place then, 28 seconds behind everyone else, and that Renault Clio has certainly been through the wars right now. There's David Taylor Piggott up into 7th place ahead of Mike Spalding. But back with your race leader, 4/10 of a second as they come up the hill down towards Druids Corner here. Johnny Knight then cracks off another lap. We're into lap number 3 and it is still Johnny Knight from Michael Johnston, from Owen Ross in 3rd place, and then it is James Fowler in 4th. Again, these cars are in a league of their own right now. So Dave Taylor Piggott having to make a pit stop for a drive-through penalty. And we saw that was Greg Tom having to make a drive-through penalty as well there. But the gap to your leader now just half a second between Johnny Knight and Michael Johnston. Difficult to believe we're already halfway through this second race, and a huge mistake there! Oh my goodness me, that is going to be Michael Johnson dropping way down the order there. That was a mistake on the entry to Hislops there, and he is going to be absolutely kicking himself after that one. That puts him into the clutches of Blair McConaughey and Mark Richards as well. And that now leaves your race leader Johnny Knight with 2.5 seconds, almost 3 seconds of a lead here, with just 3 laps left to go. And just looking further down the order, this is some brilliant pace that we've got going on here, because we've got a car in the barriers. That is Cole Gaffney. That was on the exit of, where was that? Was that on Druids? I think it was. He's hit the grass on the exit of Druids and has dropped all the way back down. He's lost at least 20 seconds off of that corner there, and he's going to get very quickly caught by Isaac Galley there. That is terrible luck there for Cole Gaffney. Back for the battle then with 5th place, as we see Blair McConaughey trying to catch onto the back of Michael Johnston there. I don't think he's going to do it because he's about 2 seconds behind as they come into Shell Oil's corner. But Mark Richards there, very much keeping with Blair McConaughey. And yeah, it's safe to say this isn't quite the race that we had in Heat 1, because the action was a lot closer than what we have just now. But we will make the most of what we do have out on track then, as we see James Fowler getting caught up there by Michael Johnston. 2 seconds between them, and then it's 2 seconds on to Blair McConaughey now, getting put under big pressure from Mark Richards as they come through Druids. Mark Richards on the brakes into Lodge Corner there, and that gap's starting to eke out very slightly. What has happened to Owen Ross here? Because he was 3 seconds ahead of James Fowler there, and he's dropped all the way back. Blair McConaughey taking a very wide line through Cascades there. That allows Mark Richards to get the run. He's in the toe of the little Renault Clio. Is he going to make a move though into Island Bend? I don't think he's going to have enough space. It's going to be on the braking point into Shell Oil's corner, surely. Mark Richards gets a great line out of there. Meanwhile, this battle for third place, your final qualifying place, is hotting up because James Fowler is under all sorts of pressure from Michael Johnson, who is just behind him. And all of the top 7 cars are under 150 pace-wise. Brilliant, brilliant pace right now being shown by all of these cars. And there we go, Blair McConaughey loses that 5th place then to Mark Richards. The pressure was just too much, and that unleashes Mark Richards to streak off up the road. But look at this now. This is a battle for your final qualifying position. We're on lap number 5 out of 6 here of heat number 2. And this is between James Fowler and Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson makes a look to the inside. He surely can't get that car stopped in time. There's almost contact there as they come round Lodge Corner. It just shows the intent that Michael Johnson has as your leader crosses the line. Lap 6. As Johnny Knight is in the lead and in control by 3.7 seconds. And it's a move up the inside, but thought better of it did Michael Johnston. He might have a better run down towards Cascades. Oh, and there's contact. You saw that coming a mile off. James Fowler and Michael Johnston getting sent 40 foot into the air. Do you remember on week 1 where I said you might see some things that you wouldn't see in real life racing? Well, I've never seen a car getting thrown 40 foot up into the air, so welcome to sim racing, folks. But that is disaster for Michael, and there's contact again between the two of them. This time it was Blair McConaughey trying to get his nose in for James Fowler, and it just wasn't happening. Well, that means that Owen Ross moves up into 2nd place as your former race leader, Michael Johnson, moves back up into 3rd place. But look at that, Mark Richards round the outside, down into Hislops. That is going to be Michael Johnson that's going to take that because he had the inside line there. But he makes a mistake, and Mark Richards has got a better drive out here. It is not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. But look at your race leader there, Johnny Knight, is away with it. 4 seconds of a lead. He's just come round Druids. He's going to come round Lodge Corner for the final time. We have a quick look back to that battle for 3rd place. Mark Richards desperately trying to get the place. He's going to try and make a move, but there we go. It's going to be a race win then for Johnny Knight. Heat number 2 there. Owen Ross finishes in 2nd place, and across the line is going to go Michael Johnson. There was contact at that last corner. That's going to allow James Fowler to take 4th place there, and I think he's got a penalty anyway. In fact, Michael Johnson drops all the way down the order after a driving standards penalty. That must be a good, what, 4 or 5 second penalty that he's got there. We'll have a look on that one. But that now means then that your qualifiers for heat number 2, taking the win, is Johnny Knight. 2nd place is going to be Wide Open Throttle. That is Owen Ross. And then in 3rd place is going to be James Fowler. Out of absolutely nowhere. He was fighting for 4th and 5th, and he gets bumped up into 3rd place and goes through to Sunday's final. Excellent, excellent racing there. Wowee. Awesome, awesome stuff, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. We have got Heat 3 coming up in just a second, but there's confirmation of your 3 qualifiers for Sunday. Johnny Knight, Owen Ross, and James Fowler. Congratulations to those 3. We'll take a very short break, and when we come back, we'll be back with Heat number 3 of the SMRC eSports Racing Spring Championship. Qualifying session for heat number 3 is underway, and we've got 10 out of the 15 entrants out on circuit just now. We have got, let's have a look, we have got David Simon with us tonight, we have got Brian Stewart, we have also got Peter Moore, Greg MacArthur is here as well, Kieran Smart, we have also got Richard Crozier. Pretty sure that's Duncan Steele that we've got with us as well. Gary Craig, John Munro and Jordan Gronkowski. We are underway then for qualifying. And let's have a little look at the cars on track then. So, this is going to be one of the hotly contested ones. You are in for an absolute treat with this. Have an eye on John Munro and Jordan Gronkowski in this session. They are going to be absolutely fantastic. You might see some more cars entering as the time goes on. I think it's up until about 3 minutes that the cars can join into the qualifying session. But we've waited around, we've held around for them, and we want to get underway and try and keep things to the schedule as close as we possibly can. We're running about 10 minutes late, so if you are going to be taking part in Heat 4, your heat will probably go up around about 20 to 8, so have a little look for that. We do 10 minutes qualifying and then a 6 lap race. So again, we'll pop in the chat, we'll see what you guys are saying, and we will have a little look. There's some apologies already going in for race 2. David Taylor Pickett and Cole Gaffney kissing and making up. Stuart Haston in there as well, Cameron Ritchie, and let's have a look, Martin Buchan and Duncan Steele. Four and a half minutes left to go into qualifying, and as predicted, the times are very, very fast indeed. John Munro currently topping the times with a 148.341, followed by Jordan Gronkowski 149.678, and third place it is Mr. Crozier. That is, of course, Richard Crozier. Fourth place is Peter Moore. Fifth place is Gary Craig. Sixth place is Duncan Steele. Gary Craig down into sixth place now. Kieran Smart in seventh. In eighth place is Greg MacArthur, now bumped down into ninth as he puts across a time. In 10th place we've got Brian Stewart, and then at the back we have got Carl Lee again for some reason. We'll make sure that that's not actually happening, so you'll just have to excuse me just a second. qualifying is done and dusted then. We can see the cars just making their final couple of laps just now. John Munro currently in pole position with a 1:48.341, and then John Gronkowski with a 1:48.494. Let's have a look through the rest of the field then. And that is Richard Crozier in third place, Peter Munro in fourth place, David Simon in fifth, Kieran Smart in sixth. We've got Brian Stewart in seventh place, Gary Craig in eighth place, and Duncan Steele in ninth, and Greg MacArthur in 10th place. Carly has decided that he's going to have 2 bites of the cherry, and unfortunately for him, because he's already raced tonight, that is going to be an instant disqualification from the entire rounds. That's a bit naughty, mate. That is very, very naughty. Unfortunately, because I'm in spectator mode, I've got no way of kicking him. So, yeah, that's not the best, but if you are in a round, guys, please don't just join another round, because you will ruin your entire round. So, as I say, Carly has now just unfortunately disqualified himself from the weekend. Not so good. But anyway, there we go. We are ready to go then. 11 cars on the grid, 10 cars eligible for this heat, and we will have to see what happens here. Away we go then with heat number 3. And it is a great start there for John Munro from Jordan Gronkowski in second place, Richard Crozier in third. And there's all contact on turn 1 already. And John Gronkowski goes very wide at Cascades, and Jordan Gronkowski has binned it on the second corner there. Well, that puts Richard Crozier up into second place with Peter Munro into third though. John Munro in first place. And Peter Moore in third. What a start. And Jordan Gronkowski at the back of the field. It's a case of what could have been, because that's 12 seconds behind. And these are some very, very fast drivers that we have here in qualifying heat number 3. Lap 1 out of 6 is already almost into the books here. As John Munro streaking away now, 1.5 seconds into the lead from Richard Crozier. Richard Crozier under intense pressure from Peter Moore in that third place. And these cars are so tricky. Just behind there is Brian Stewart with Kieran Smart just behind him as well. And it looks like that little moment for Kieran Smart, who loses it on the braking point in towards Druids. In fact, sorry, no, Lodge Corner it was. And Kieran Smart drops down 2 places, I think that was. Well, that is very unfortunate. In fact, it is only the 1 place that he's lost out there, so not that bad for Kieran Smart, but a huge moment nonetheless. He's right on the back of Duncan Steele as they come down the hill towards Cascades. It is still on lap 2, John Munro from Richard Crozier and Peter Moore, but look at that. That is Brian Stewart, who is starting to catch up that group as well, and a brilliant battle. We've got almost 3 wide on the way down in towards Island Bend. Surely not, please no, guys. Oh, and there's contact again. You saw that coming a mile off. Keep the foot in. No, there's contact between Duncan Steele and Gary Craig, I think that was there. Well, that is very, very unfortunate. The move was never going to happen, and Duncan Steele dropping down into 7th place. Lap number 2 out of 6, and the field have well and truly spread out here. Richard Crozier a second and a half behind your race leader John Munro, who is in charge at the front right now. Second place, as I said, Richard Crozier, and behind him Peter Moore. Just starting to open up a little bit of a gap, and a great question asked by, I think it was Edward Porter, about tonight for our 8 o'clock clap for our carers. What I'm hoping is that we are finished in time for that. It's either that or we have to take a 20-minute break in between, so I'm hoping we can just get straight into heat number 4 and then we can get finished in time for 8 o'clock. If not, if we've started our final heat, and we'll take a little bit of silence for heat number 4, the guys will be on their last lap, if that at all anyway. So we'll keep going, and we will be started our next heat in the next, I would imagine, 10 minutes. Meanwhile, lap number 3 is on the go for John Munro. He's already through the chicane at Britain's, and that gap eking out slightly, 2 tenths more. But look at this, Richard Crozier now under increasing threat from Peter Moore. That gap is now just 3 tenths of a second. This is for second and third place in the race here, and Peter Moore looking very, very comfortable as they come round Knickerboot. Having a look at the back, John Gronkowski still in 10th place there, just behind David Simon. David Simon we were expecting to see further up this order as well, but he is not having such a good race right now. Back with a battle for second place, and what has happened to John Munro? He's had a slowdown penalty, because look at that, he's having to take his foot off the gas. That has brought at least 8 tenths of a second back to Richard Crozier, and it's now a 3-car battle for the lead. John Munro bringing unnecessary pressure on himself just by breaching the track limits that little bit, and now you've got all 3 leading cars within a second of each other, very, very wide as the car's rear end hangs out at Cascades. Richard Crozier hot on his heels as Peter Moore is in third place. He's going to have the tow as they come along this straight here towards Island Bend. So John Munro in towards the chicane at Britain's. And this is boiling over very, very nicely. We've got this race on a bit of a simmer right now, but have a look further back. You've got a 4-car battle for 6th place right now. That is Greg MacArthur just ahead of Gary Craig, and then David Simon trying to make a move on the inside. They're side by side on the entrance to Hislop's there. David Simon going to try and take the place, and he just about makes it stick. There's contact again. The two of them go side by side, and David Simon just goes off as Gary Craig tries to hold on to the place, and he does, and I don't think that that one is over. Have a look at that though. Richard Crozier is down into third place. Peter Moore has done it. He's up into second place there, and just a second behind John Munro. We've got lap 5 out of 6 going to go across the line here just now. And this is now a 5-car battle for 4th place, because Greg MacArthur leads from Kieran Smart, from David Simon, Gary Craig and Duncan Steele. This is sensational stuff right now. What is going to happen as the cars come down into Cascades? We're with Kieran Smart. It's an excellent run out of Cascades, and I think that's going to be a slowdown penalty as well for Greg MacArthur. It is. You can see his name highlighted in red. That's going to be a time penalty, and it's around the outside, and there's 2 wheels onto the grass for Kieran Smart. He rolls around, a beautiful recovery, and he goes down into 8th place just ahead of Jordan Gronkowski. Jordan is going to try and make that move stick, because they're side by side on the entrance to the chicane at Britain's. This is dangerous stuff there. Kieran Smart thinks better of it, and John Gronkowski then puts him down another place. John Gronkowski with the recovery drive, and John Gronkowski could quite easily go from 9th to 4th in one lap here. Look at this. This is incredible action that we have got. Greg MacArthur leading this gaggle of cars going in, and there's contact at the chicane. It all goes horribly wrong at Hislop, so we can see a car going flying off in the background as well. That is Brian Stewart, who was all the way up into 4th place at one point, and like I just said, look at Jordan Gronkowski up into 5th place. If he holds on to that, he's going to be into 4th, because Greg MacArthur has got a time penalty onto the end of his race. Wow, what a way to come to the end of the final race here, because your race leader John Munro has started the final lap just 0.7 of a second ahead of Peter Moore, and John Munro isn't safe either. That gap is coming down as they come through Cascades for the final time. Lap 6 out of 6 here at the virtual recreation of Oulton Park for the SMRC eSports Racing Spring Championship. As John Munro makes his way through the chicane, have a little further look back then as Greg MacArthur is still just in the lead of Jordan Gronkowski. They are 15 seconds behind your race leader. And anything can happen in the next 3 corners, because that's what it's all about. John Gronkowski gets an excellent run. He's got the toe down. It's going to be the entrance into Hislops here as Greg MacArthur takes the inside line. John Gronkowski round the outside. They're on the brakes, a little bump there, and John Gronkowski turns into the barrier. Collision there, and that was all caused by that was David Simon, who nudged into the back of Greg MacArthur there. And that was some very, very avoidable action there from the two of them. But never mind, back to your race leader, John Munro. Takes the win here for heat number 3. It's going to be 2nd place for Peter Moore. And then 3rd place is Richard Crozier. 5th place, I think, is going to be David Simon as they come to the line. I think Greg MacArthur goes over the line in 4th, but does have a time penalty to serve. Indeed he does, so we wait to see how much of a time penalty we've got. Kieran Smart comes across the line, and it is just a 2nd time penalty for Greg MacArthur. But there you go, that's your 1, 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen. John Munro, Peter Moore and Richard Crozier go into qualifying into your final on Sunday. Wow, what can you say about that? We'll take a very short break.
supposed to see. What am I really supposed to see? Maybe this ain't for me. Thought that each time I wanna leave, closing the door again, but I keep coming back. I keep coming back to pretend. Even when I'm together, I'm miles apart. Feel I'm running forever, get back to the start. I don't know if I'm broken or if I am just not trying. But we're feeling alive even when we are slowly dying. Shine a mirror on me. See my reflection, who am I really supposed to see? Who am I really supposed to see?
Oh yeah. Let's get it.
So we are back with qualifying then for our final heat of the evening, and we're going to try and speed through this so we can get finished for 8 o'clock. In the unlikely event that we are still going for 8 o'clock, we will quite simply just mute the audio on the stream so you can all head off outside and give a nice round of applause for our wonderful NHS staff and key workers supporting us at a crucial time, and of course makes us very, very aware of the fact this is why we're all here sitting watching this, because we can't be at Knockhill, we can't be watching the rail stuff, so we sure as heck might as well have some fun on the sim while we can. Qualifying for heat number 4 then, we have got 8 cars out on track, including 2 cars that couldn't make it out in heat number 1. We have got the legend that is Steve Turner from Turner Motorsport, and we have also got Matthew Davis is out on track as well, and glad to see that he is sorted from his earlier wheel issues. Steve Turner coincidentally had wheel issues as well, so good to see them both back in. So let's have a look at who we have got lined up for you in heat number 4 then. So for heat 4 we have got Steve Quinn, Gunblade 770, we have got Wee Larry, Paul Taylor, we have got Roers, who is, I think that's Robbie Drummond, or Rory Drummond, of course, that's why it's Roers, silly me. Connor Robb is supposed to be in here, but I don't think we actually have got Connor Robb, indeed we don't. Jeff Wentworth is in here as Omega Fox, Craig Mays and Luke Kidsley, along with Steve Turner and Matthew Davies. Right, so we've got 6 at the Heat 5 we're supposed to have, and we've got Steve Turner and Matthew Davies in as well. 5 minutes left to go in the session. And just looking at Craig Mays coming down in towards his lops. Thank you very much to, who was that? That was Graham Miller sending me a photo in chat saying that F3s can get very, very high as well. And a picture of an F3 car going hurtling through the air. And I'm trying to recognise the track that's at. Is that at Snetterton by any chance, I wonder? Anyway, he's saying he's really enjoyed the commentary. You are more than welcome. If you have just joined us, this is the final heat of the evening for the PC qualifiers of the SMRC eSports Racing Championship. This is the spring version of this, and we will pop back to the live coverage there. 148, 588 is the new fastest lap for Craig Mays. He's going for the minimalistic look on that white Renault Clio, as we've got Luke Kidsley in second place. Craig May still in pole position in this shorter group by 1.5 seconds over Luke Kidsley in second place. Third place is doing a bit of rallycross there with the Renault Clio is Matthew I can't even say his name. Matthew Davis doing a bit of rallycross there. Third place is Rory Drummond. And 6th place is, of course, going to be Jeff Wentworth. 7th place is Wee Larry. That is Paul Taylor. And then Steve Turner at the back of the grid as well. And a great to see a wide range of skill levels on show in this final heat here. And remember, it's the top 3 that will go through to qualifying tonight. As the cars making their way through, and Craig May's bumped down into second place there. We've got Kidsley, Luke Kidsley up into pole position there, 148.460, and just 140 left on the clock here in qualifying. Thank you very much, Graham Miller, clearing up that it was actually Oulton Park at Cascades. Why does that not surprise me? That corner is very, very difficult. Gary Craig telling us about his bad luck. His internet cutting off on the 5th lap. So devastated to see that, Gary. Really, really sorry, and hope that you're going to be joining us next week. So we are nearly finished in qualifying as Luke Kidsley pulls off into pit lane. He thinks he's done enough, and Craig Mays is going to try and prove him wrong on that. He's on his final lap because he's going to come round through Island Bend, and it's all going to be on what he can do on this lap here. Down in towards Britain's, and it's all about Craig Mays, what he can do on this final lap here. It's currently Luke Kidsley from Craig Mays, from Rory Drummond, Jeff Wentworth in 4th. We've got Steve Quinn in 5th place. That is Matthew Davies in 6th place. We've got Paul Taylor in 7th, and Steve Turner at the back of the grid. They're not able to get a competitive lap time in. Very, very difficult to get these cars round in a fast fashion here at Oulton Park. Craig Mays round Druids for the final time of Askin. He's going to be coming up to Lodge Corner, and we are going to get round there. And across the line then, what can Craig Mays do? Oh, we're going to make weights, let's see. And he can't do any better. Craig Mays then still 148.588. So there we go. Luke Kidsley, Craig Mays and Rory Drummond. Here we go then for your final race of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Race number 4 for the SMRC eSports Spring Championship. The lights are on here at Oulton Park. We hold, and 8 cars get off the grid. Luke Kidsley gets a great start, keeps into second place, into the lead there from Craig Mays, who tucks it behind, and that is going to be Jeff Wentworth on the inside to try and take 3rd place. He thinks better of it, and all of the cars away nice and safely. Oh, look at that! Craig Mays tries to throw up the inside on cold tyres at Cascades and can't make it happen. Who is that going sideways further back down the field there? That is Paul Taylor, who slips into last, so that puts Steve Turner up into 7th place. Oh, and there's more cars, more carnage at Island Bend there, and that means that Steve Turner is going to make his way down into Shell Oil's corner, and Steve Turner is in 5th place. Well, would you Adam and Eve it? Craig Mays then into 2nd place, and he goes very wide at the exit of the chicane there. He's going to get a slow down penalty for sure. And some very, very interesting driving right now. Craig Mays having to battle off Rory Drummond, and there goes, who was that? That was Steve Quinn going very, very wide. Can Steve Turner pick up yet another place as they go round Knickerbrook? Well, what on earth is going on here? Because this is... Myself and Steve Turner had a conversation during the week. We were in a practice server together, and Steve Turner was really struggling to get a hold of the traction on the car. And I says to him, Steve, it's not about the lap times you're able to put in, it's about consistency and keeping out of everyone else's drama. And at the moment, Steve Turner up into 5th place proves that point exactly. Meanwhile, your race leader has gone over the line to start lap number 2. And Craig Mays in 2nd place from Rory Drummond. Steve Quinn in 4th place. Steve Turner in 5th. And then in 6th place is Jeff Wentworth from Paul Taylor. And that is Matthew Davies at the back of the field there. Well, let's get a deep breath after that one, because it's all kicking off here as we see Luke Kidsley down at Shell Oil's corner. And being caught up there by Craig Mays. Oh, and that's Steve Turner having an accident there and loses that 5th position to Jeff Wentworth. And that is going to drop him back a little bit as they come into Shell Oil's corner. Meanwhile, this is your battle for 2nd and 3rd place. They're coming down in towards Hislops onto the brakes. And it's a 2-second lead that Luke Kidsley has got over Craig Mays right now. Here we go then on lap 3 out of 6, and it's Luke Kidsley from Craig Mays and Rory Drummond. Steve Quinn in 4th place from Jeff Wentworth, and Steve Turner doing an epic job of holding on to that car in 6th place, as we see Paul Taylor in 7th and Matthew Davies in 8th place. And a gap to your leader now coming down as Craig Mays trying to hunt to the back of Luke Kidsley. They are very close in terms of outright pace that they've got on the track. And all it takes is a moment of madness between the two of them. Lap 4 out of 6. We've just got 2 laps left to go here, as Luke Kidsley in front of Craig Mays, and then in 3rd place it is Rory Drummond. Steve Quinn in 4th place from Jeff Wentworth in 5th. Steve Turner still in 6th place, and that is Matthew Davis in 7th, going very, very wide. Old Hall Corner, goodness me, the insurance bill for that car is going to be astronomical as Paul Taylor back into 8th place there. But it's all about Luke Kidsley, and that gap is starting to come down. I wonder if he's starting to feel a little bit of pressure from Craig Mays in 2nd place. This is setting itself up to be an awesome, awesome final couple of laps. Just 2 laps left to go then. Luke Kidsley has definitely been caught by Craig Mays. 0.3 of a second. This is setting itself up to be an absolute barnstormer of a finish for heat number 4 of the qualifying PC runs here. And just a reminder, we are about 2 minutes away from the National Clap for Our Carers event. We are trying our best to get finished in time for that, but if the cars don't finish, they'll likely be on their very final lap here at Oulton Park. We'll be joined in. We'll certainly cut the audio mic on the stream, and we invite you guys to take part as well. But in the meantime, Luke Kidsley still in the lead, 0.8 of a second from Craig Mays. They're coming in towards that's Lodge Corner. In fact, no, that's not, that's Druids. They're going to be coming up to Lodge Corner just now. And what an epic way to finish off this race here for race number 4. Luke Kidsley just half a second then from Craig Mays. Here we go for the final lap of the race here at Oulton Park. Luke Kidsley from Craig Mays from the 3rd place there of Rory Drummond. Down into Cascades for the final time. Well, there we go then. Luke Kidsley comes across the line. Craig Mays is going to finish in 2nd place. 4.5 seconds behind there. And he's also got a time penalty on that, so that could drop him back quite a way down. It's going to be Rory Drummond in 3rd place there. What a finish for these guys. We hope you've enjoyed the racing tonight, guys. I certainly have. What a fantastic Fantastic effort there. Rory Drummond in 3rd place. Steve Quinn is going to finish in 4th place. And what a race that is. Steve Turner, I think, is going to get 6th place there. My goodness me. Wow. A big thank you to everyone on the NHS and the frontline key workers. A big thank you to everyone that has taken part tonight. I've been David Christie. And yeah, just confirmation then that Luke Kidsley takes the win from Craig Mays and Rory Drummond. And what an exciting race we have had there, guys. And that is it. That is us for this evening. We will see you again on Sunday for the finals of the SMRC eSports Championship. And yeah, looking very much forward to it. Just quickly, time to run you through tonight's qualifiers then. Craig Lax, Lorenzo Turi, Ross McGregor, Johnny Knight, Owen Ross, James Fowler. We have also got in there John Monroe, Peter Moore, Greg MacArthur, Luke Kidsley, Craig Mays and Rory Drummond. That is the 12 cars that will be there on Sunday. Join us from 7 o'clock, guys. In the meantime, thank you very, very much for watching. I've been David Christie on behalf of the SMRC and Camber Media. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we will see you on Sunday.